Lexa Thomas had just bitten into a sesame ball when her mother told her she was in love with a woman. Lexa wasn't really listening. She was absorbed in the Chinese pastry, her eyes closed and her elbows propped on the marble countertop in her sister's kitchen. Her teeth sank into the crispy exterior coated with sesame seeds, and just like the first time she'd eaten one in Taichung when she was 8, her taste buds exploded with the sweetness of the red bean paste in the center. Back then, her delighted exclamation caused her Taiwanese father to beam a smile on her so full of warmth, she could still feel it all these years later. "Did you hear me? Are you upset?" Lexa's eyes opened at her mother's question. Sunlight streamed through the window and she squinted, trying to see her mom's expression. It took her a moment to focus. She didn't have many pleasant recollections of her father and was reluctant to let go of the nostalgia caused by the memory of his smile and the scent of sandalwood she associated with him. "I'm leaving Greg," Susan said. Lexa froze, her teeth clamped around the chewy treat. "Huh?" "There's someone else." Susan cleared her throat. She's a woman." Caught off guard, Lexa inhaled sharply and choked. Brilliant. But really, what was the proper response when your 61-year-old mom told you she was leaving your stepfather for a woman? She coughed and spat the sticky rice into her hand. "Who? How?" "Phoenix, my acupuncturist. She's half Asian like you," Susan said with false cheer, as if that made everything okay. "Cool." Cool? Lexa's brain had stopped working, and boy, was Maddie going to flip out when she got back to her apartment. "I'm happy, but I feel terrible about Greg," Susan sighed. "He's upset." "You think?" Lexa's stomach twisted. "Sorry, it's just... poor Dad." Greg had adopted her when he married her mom soon after Lexa's first birthday. "There's more." Susan took a deep breath. "I also quit my job to get my yoga teacher certification. I thought you'd understand being a personal trainer." "What?" Lexa's jaw dropped, and her hands flew up. She forgot about the morsel in her hand until it stuck to her hair. She cursed, just as her sister burst into the apartment. "Sorry I had to leave." Maddie was breathless as she plopped onto the stool between Lexa and their mom at the breakfast bar, her face flushed from the early June heat. She pulled at the collar of her bright pink hoodie. "What did I miss?" "Well, Lexa glanced at their mom. "Corey get to school okay?" Susan asked, her voice still not quite right. Maddie had run out soon after they arrived at her apartment to take her 3-year-old to afternoon preschool. "Yes." Maddie stared at the side of Lexa's head. "What's that in your hair?" Sesame ball." Lexa waved a hand in the air as Maddie's gaze darted between Lexa and their mom. When Maddie narrowed her eyes, Lexa looked away. She concentrated instead on extricating the gelatinous mess from her long black hair, which she'd always lamented wasn't blonde like the rest of her family's. "Okay, what's going on here?" Maddie asked and poked Lexa in the side. Lexa gave her sister a don't-look-at-me face. "Why don't you eat something? I brought your favorite. The wrap is gluten-free." Susan handed Maddie a chicken Caesar wrap and then reached behind Maddie to pluck the mess out of Lexa's hair. "Thanks," Maddie and Lexa both said at the same time. "So, what's the occasion? Are you trying to bribe us or something?" Maddie gestured to the sesame balls, Lexa's favorite, and the other goodies spread out on her counter. Lexa averted her gaze, tracing the veins in the white marble countertop as her brain scrambled to compute that her mom was leaving Greg for a woman. As their mom told Maddie the news, Lexa hunched her shoulders, braced for her drama queen sister's reaction.